Guys, we are here with Stormie this afternoon. We are working on her healing right now. A couple things I just want to go over with her and with every dog really when you're working on healing. Just a few little things is one is the positioning of your slip leads. So especially when you're in like the particular time of when you're training your dog this behavior, you really have to have your leash positioned correctly, and that means framing their skull where it's right below their chin. See how like this is her skull and this is her throat right here, right? So we don't want it on her throat leg, especially where her collar sits. You want it high up, framing their skull. And when you're working on these beginning stages, you will be doing a lot of adjusting, but once you guys get a nice solid heel down, that adjusting is going to cut down drastically. You won't need to do it as much. Another thing is making sure that you keep your silver loop lined with their nose, so you want it straight in the middle of their head. And that's going to be because when we apply pressure, we want to do this straight up and down pressure. We don't want to pull back or pull to the side. We're going to do straight up and down and then release when butt hits the ground, right? Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is doing turns to get your dog to pay attention. So right here, you can already see that Stormie is not in a proper heel. She should be aligned with my heel or my knee. And right there, she's already ahead of me, right? So before I even start the walk, I want to make sure that I'm taking the lead in the walk. She should be following me. I shouldn't be catering to try and slow her down before we even start walking. So before we even go, I'm going to get her into a calm state, which is a sit position. I'm going to get her to focus on me, because if we try and start walking right now, she's not going to follow along suit with me. She's going to just go her own direction because she's not focused on me. She doesn't know where I'm going. All right, so we're going to do pressure. She got up, so I reapplied pressure. I'm going to add a little spatial pressure right now because she's not focusing. Stormie. Good girl. Okay, so right there, I didn't add additional tension on the leash. All I did was try and get her attention by using myself. So right there, she started to get up, and I reapplied pressure. So what I was going to say, though, you always have three options. You have stop, pop, and change directions. Stop is when you need to tell your dog to go into a full-on calm down position, right? So this is a calmer state of mind, go into a sit position. We just don't know that's happened as humans until we see a physical change, which is going to be her butt hitting the ground. A pop is going to just mean slow down or pay attention. It's not you need to full on calm down. You've left my invisible box. It's just kind of, you're not focused on me, or you're going just a little too fast and you need to just kind of calm down a little bit. A green light is when you have this nice U shape in your leash right here. That means you have a loose leash and your dog is following your lead. Hold on. Good girl. So right there, you could see it fell on her throat a little bit. So I want to just reposition that so it's nice and high up. You'll see how much faster she sits when it's positioned correctly. Okay. So watch when it's positioned correctly. Good girl. Okay. So when we do change directions, you have stop, pop, change directions. If your dog, heel, is moving and they're slightly ahead of you and I turn left, what happens is we just kind of stumble into each other right there, right? So we don't want that to happen. But it's a really good thing to Stormie. It's a really good thing to practice when you're in training, because it gets your dog to focus on you. Okay, heel. So when I turn left, I want her to be like, oh gosh, she's turning. I got to pay attention. Right there, she starts sniffing the ground. Clearly, she's not paying attention to me, right? Because if I turn, she didn't even notice, right? So I want to show you how doing some turns, you can tell she's already not really paying attention to me. She's kind of doing her own thing, right? So I want to show you how quick I can get her to start paying attention and fall in line with the heel when I do stop, pop, and change directions. So the first one I'm doing is making these nice, sharp left turns, right? Because she doesn't notice, she gets bumped. See already, she's checking in with me because she's like, oh gosh, where is she going? Right? And it's okay. I'm giving her a little bump with my knee when I turn. I want her to kind of realize, oh. Right, so lots of turns. She's still sniffing the ground a lot. So I'm going to go to a full-on stop then. If she's clearly not, if you have to do more than 2 or 3 pops, you want to go to a full-on stop. You don't want to say, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. You just want to say it once or twice, and if she doesn't do it, then, okay, then calm down. So again, I'm not going to take off until I have her attention. Heel. Takeoff is much better. We have a loose leash now, but she's still not looking at me, so we're going to do more direction changes. Big circles. I'll do random turns. This is another good one to go over too. When you turn, making your right turn, and she doesn't pay attention and she keeps going that way, and you put natural pressure on the leash, this is important because what people mostly do, I'm going to demonstrate, is just that. So when you turn and she doesn't pay attention, you don't want to pull her to you, right? Because we're teaching her pressure means stop. We can't also mean pressure means go, right? Doesn't make sense. We're teaching her it's okay to run a red light. So in reality, what you want to do is you want to make that turn. See, she didn't pay attention, but I didn't apply pressure. Now I'm going to give her a pop, and I just told her, pay attention. You didn't notice that I turned right there, right? So again, I'm going to turn, all right? So now she's focused on me a little more. See, now she turned with me that time. She was a little more focused, right? So already you can see what a big difference this is making when she realizes, oh gosh. So right there is where she left my heel, okay? She should be right here, sniffing the ground, not in a proper heel, okay? So we're going to do more. Get her attention. Good girl, yeah. Okay, so again, if I turn, I don't want to pull her. I'm going to release tension and pop her, right? Pop. So no tension. I can do this all with my fingertips. Good girl. So already that's looking good. It's only been, 5 minutes of practicing this with her. We just came outside right now. So really, healing isn't just about teaching your dog how to do a particular command. It's about learning how to communicate with your dog properly and learning how to take control of every situation, to tell your dog that I'm the handler, I'm the leader here, you need to follow my lead, not just kind of like take control of the situation. She needs to always be focused on what I'm doing. So there you have it, guys. Hope that's helpful for everybody. If you guys have any questions or you'd like to sign your dog up to learn how to heel like Stormie, give us a call today. We'd be happy to help you. Have a good one.